You are looking at the Wolf Pack, the Quad Squad, the Quadzilla, the Burn Unit. The 4 wide receivers I think can dominate a league for you if you're holding the 10, the 11, or the 12 spot in 2023. How to dominate your league using the Quad Squad, the Stop, Drop, and Roll Burn Unit. I give you the 4 best friends that anybody could have. The Fantasy Football Show. It begins right now, pal.
This is the Fantasy Football Show with your host, Smitty.
Take a lap.
Okay, so dial this strategy back if you're only required to start 3 wide receivers and no flex, or 2 wide receivers and a flex. You can clearly dial this back a little bit dependent on your lineup requirements. But if you're in a league that can start 3 wide receivers and a flex, this strategy will absolutely crush. It's quickly becoming my very favorite strategy. Even though I'm always letting best player available guide me, it can guide me in this direction a lot of the time when I'm drafting from 10, 11, or 12, especially on Underdog Fantasy. Promo code Smitty. They'll match up to $100 in your first deposit. Link in description. We draft on Underdog all the time, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Make sure you click that link and get in there so you can draft with us. But when I've been drafting in Underdog leagues lately and I get that 10, 11, 12, first pick you're going to take is Garrett Wilson at that 12 pick. Early?
I don't think so.
When you're drafting at the 12, you obviously have the 13 overall pick, and that's when I take Chris Olave. Now, this could be a little bit early. Some of you might want to go St. Brown, CeeDee Lamb. That's fine. My strategy right here is going to be to get you into a Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, Drake London, Christian Watson team. And then we're going to look at what else you could do, what variations you could do. So Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, insert CeeDee Lamb or St. Brown if you want. Now, the 3-4 turn, you got a plethora of options you could roll through. I definitely don't mind the detour of Joe Burrow in round 3. If you get a little skittish and you're like, okay, I kind of don't know if I want to go wide receiver, wide receiver, wide receiver, wide receiver. It's not the safest way to go, but it's got so much upside. And what I'm about to explain in the later rounds is going to piggyback off of this approach in a way that makes it completely dominant. So if you want to break it up a little bit and go wide receiver, Joe Burrow, wide receiver, you could certainly go that approach and kind of divide up what we're doing and say, hey, Drake London round 4, Joe Burrow round 3, and then do what we're about to do in the final rounds per the plan of action. But this is a great team. But let's stick to the plan of attack. The plan of attack of going wide receiver, wide receiver, wide receiver, wide receiver would be Drake London and Christian Watson here with these 2 draft selections, giving you Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, Drake London, Christian Watson, probably the best wide receiver crew you could possibly assemble. Again, mix and match St. Brown over Olave, CeeDee Lamb over Olave if you don't feel the need to draft some of these guys that high. This right here gives you the sophomore wide receiver monsters, all of which are moon men, I might add.
The moon men, dropping loads in outer space.
Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson, Drake London, Christian Watson.
Space Monsters.
All moon men. You are looking at what we coined on the show the other night, the Wolf Pack. Yes, you are looking at the Wolf Pack, the Quad Squad, the 4-headed space monster walking Quad Squad, the Quad Amigos, the Burn Unit. These 4 guys are killers from the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th rounds. And the most important thing, again, you can swap out Joe Burrow for Drake London. Understand what I'm saying. If you think Olave's too high, you want to break up the quad and go JT, do whatever you want. As I said, love CeeDee Lamb there, go ahead. Use the process, not the exact player if you don't agree with somebody that we're throwing out here. But let's assume you are on board with the thinking on the show that these 4 guys are the Quad Squad, that the Wolf Pack right in front of you can dominate your league. The beauty of this strategy right here is that you could still assemble an absolute monster of a running back stable with the likes of these guys right here. And if you don't like Kamara or you don't like Swift, swap out Pacheco, swap out Dameon Pierce. The 5th round, the 6th round, and even the 7th round when you consider a Charbonnet is littered with undervalued running backs. And if you look at this squad right here, considering you can get an Aaron Rodgers to go with this arsenal right here, if you look at this squad right here and you don't see potential in this running stable, again, close your eyes and picture Pierce in there. Close your eyes and picture Pacheco, Montgomery, whatever you want. This right here is my choice. This is my vision. And when I look at this team right here, I want to walk straight to the bank because this running back stable, I think, will take care of me. And these wide receivers are absolutely insane. The Quad Squad, the Wolf Pack, these guys are the real deal. deal. The changing of the guard is happening at the wide receiver position, just like it is at the running back position, just like the changing of the guard is already changed out at the quarterback position. And when you factor in swap outs like putting in Kincaid in the 8, 9, 10 round range, it just gets better and better and better. Toss in alterations like Kenneth Walker as your running back 1. You're cuffing him to Charbonnet. You're taking Watson here. Don't like Watson there? Again, Bob, I don't know how many times I have to tell you, look at the combinations and alterations of this thing. Garrett Wilson, Olave. Fine. You want to stop there? Go Burrow, Kenneth Walker, Charbonnet, Swift. Keep it rolling. Let's take Olave out. You're too worried. You're worried, William, about Olave. Throw in a little Saquon Barkley in round 2. Drake London. Don't like Drake London in 3. What about Kenny Walker? You're not a fan of Kenny Walker in 4? How about a little something like this? This will work just fine. At the end of the day, this is what I want. I want a Garrett Wilson, Olave, and at least London or Watson stack. This is what I'm after with this particular approach of getting the 12 pick, the 11 pick, or the 10 pick. And if I don't go the route of Joe Burrow, I really do believe that this is the winning formula, given the depth of the running back position in specifically round 5, 6, 7. Given that I can get what I believe to be a top 10 running back in DeAndre Swift, given I believe I can get a top 10 running back per start in Alvin Kamara, and if it doesn't work out, I'm wasting, what, a 6th or 7th round pick. Again, use Pacheco or Pierce if you don't like Kamara or you don't like Swift, and then you throw in a guy like Charbonnet who can win you a league from round 7, round 8, Kincaid, Aaron Rodgers, whatever. This team is straight fire. And I fully recommend it for people that love to go heavy wide receiver, especially if you're drafted at 10, 11, 12. If you're looking for a strategy in the 10, 11, or 12 draft slots, this is the one that I'm running out there right now. This has to be one of my absolute favorites going forward right now from the 10, 11, or 12. And truly, it brings a lot of the tripod guys together.
The tripod, likened to pyramids in ancient Egypt, consists of drafting either Joe Burrow or Jalen Hurts with one of Hall, Gibbs or Bijan, and one of Olave, Watson, Wilson, or Chase.
And we haven't even used Jahmyr Gibbs yet in any of this. So let's throw one of these guys down here. We'll keep Watson since he's kind of the more... There you go. Jahmyr Gibbs, a little alteration to that. That looks even better. And if Jahmyr Gibbs won't fall, then put him right here. Put him right here. Let's take out Christian Watson one more time and throw a cigar-smoking Joe Burrow in round 4. I mean, look at that team. Just a little tweak to it. If you're drafting from 12, 10, 11, anywhere at the end of round 1. And if that is your draft slot, this is your league winning formula. Any alteration of what you're looking at right here. You are looking at the Wolf Pack, ladies and gentlemen. Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, Drake London, and Christian Watson. This is the Quad Squad, the Burn Unit, the Wolf Pack, the Four Amigos, the Wolf Pack 2023. Let's go.
Wolfpack.
If you've got a 10, 11, 12 pick, Burn Squad. This is your winning formula. Walk straight to the bank, ladies and gentlemen. Stop, drop, and roll all the way to the bank. Get on over to thefantasyfootballshow.com for all your year-round fantasy football rankings, bold predictions, trade calculators, one-on-one text advice, everything you need to dominate your league, tools, everything. Thefantasyfootballshow.com. I give you the 4
Best friends
that anybody could have.
This is the Fantasy Football Show with your host, Smitty.